Welcome to episode 10 of the Emerald Gem. My name is Sean from Balcony Bridge. We're here at Cafe Racer's brand new artist green room. We got to thank Jody Ramsamy for Vivid Presents for having us. Cafe Racer, thank you so much for hosting. I'm here with my good friend Anna Eisch.
Thank you so much for having me. This green room is literally like very legit.
It's pretty next
When
level.
I walked in, I was like, where did this come from? Like, oh my gosh.
One thing that I've noticed about this podcast, like now with the video that I've been watching, is we were just talking about like having a sense of self or whatever. I've never seen myself talk this much. So like watching myself talk, I'm like,
You're like, what
man,
is
my
going
teeth
on?
like really stick out a lot.
Like seeing yourself on camera for the first time and you're like, oh God, do I actually look like that?
I mean, for the most part, sometimes I'm like, okay, I look good. That's nice. But then other times I'm like, oh shit, that's what I look like when I talk.
Yeah.
It made me think like talking in the mirror or something like that. I've tried that before in the past. Like whenever I was a server, I would like, okay, let me practice this or whatever, like working the register. And then I remember I said like one of the things that you say, like, hi, how you doing today, or whatever. As soon as I spoke into the mirror, I was like, oh, fuck that. Fuck that. I couldn't do it. It was very strange.
Like you were setting yourself up for how you look to your customers.
Exactly. I'm
saying?
like, okay, let's see. Like, what does this look like, And I know that's definitely a thing that actors do, right? Like if they're practicing lines, because that makes sense. They're going to be on camera and displayed and shit like that. But yeah, I will say it's been strange to just like be on camera
like all the time
and then just like watch and just be like, oh, that's me.
I'm being perceived by myself.
By myself, yeah.
That's like the same thing we were saying earlier with like hearing your voice on like audio.
Yeah.
For the like, especially if you haven't in a while and you're like, oh, I sound disgusting.
I would say on that end, I feel like as I've gotten older, my voice has changed and I've liked it a little bit more,
Oh, yeah.
Singing was probably one of the biggest things that humbled me, I guess, And even like my parents, like I'll show them the music that I make now and they'll listen to it and they're like, oh, like you sound much more confident in your voice. And I'm like, yeah, nice. I guess that stuff I showed you guys a couple years ago wasn't very good, was it?
That's always me when I listen to my voice recordings. Because like a lot of the times I'll be like out and about or something and I'll have like a random like idea and I'll be like, I have to record this like right now. And I'll be like looking around if anyone can like see me do this. And then I'm like, I sing it like into my phone as quietly as possible. And then I'll listen to it later and be like, oh my God, it's just so embarrassing.
I feel like singing in public is something that I really need to get over. Like don't like, who like, the fuck cares, man? Just
that's
sing.
Like your own
if you feel
ego.
Like singing, just sing it,
You're like, oh no, I shouldn't do that. But it's like the people that are singing on the street, like randomly, just top of their lungs. Like someone did it last night. They were singing Frozen.
Aww.
After I got off work, and I was like, good for you. Like I wish I had the guts to do. I'm like, they're just living their life.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be something as drastic as just in public, but even just around my friends or like even at band practice, if I have an idea, it's that I get that feeling like right before you jump off of a cliff or something like that, and then
you get like butterfly. Yeah,
it's like you
get
like
shaky.
What's that thing that happened in Harry Potter? Petrified. I get fucking petrified. Is
it petrified?
Yeah, with the snake.
No,
whenever you look at the snake, they're like, she's been petrified. Yeah. It's so
I love Harry Potter.
Lame. I know, yeah, me too. I remember back in 2020, right when the pandemic was happening, everybody was watching all of the big like movies, like go through all 7 Harry Potter
binging
movies.
Everything, yeah.
But I had gotten a concussion and I couldn't watch TV. Like it hurt to like look at screens and shit. So I remember just lying on the floor of my room and my roommates were watching Harry Potter and I was like, damn,
you just got to listen to it.
Harry Potter.
How'd you get a concussion?
Snowboarding.
Oh.
Yeah, I was wearing a helmet too.
Oh.
But I went down pretty hard and yeah, I don't know. It was tough. There's definitely like a change from before and after. Like my train of thought, I couldn't keep it the way that I would just lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, it can definitely be really bad. Like there's some people who end up developing like anger issues and things like that or like some severe memory loss. I don't know. But yeah, there was definitely like a weird shift where I just felt different after.
That's so scary.
And yeah, it took some time. It took at least 9 months to a year to where I actually started to feel like myself again. And gosh, man, maybe I didn't process that enough because it's interesting how like injuries or things can just happen in your life. And it's like, I heard this in a movie the other day that things will happen in your life when there's a before and then an after. And Yeah, that's a scary concept.
That's deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a concussion, but this memory just like popped up from the vault of my brain.
Yeah.
The closest that I've ever gotten to a concussion was also, I think, during the pandemic. When I was in Nashville, a bunch of my friends, we went to this, like the Capitol building in Nashville and like went like sledding down the hill because like everybody was doing it.
Seems like a good time.
And yeah, it was super fun. We had snow in Nashville, so we're like, heck yeah, let's go sledding down the Capitol.
Yeah.
But it's like this really steep little like hill, you know, and it's quite large, to be honest. And we very stupidly brought like water tubes. They're like,
oh, like the donuts.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like floaties for like these big floaties for like just
sledding.
Lazy river, you know, but like we brought them sledding. Mm-hmm. So we get all the way up there and me and my friend Emma are like, we're going to go first, whatever. And our two friends like pushed us down, but we kind of started like turning and there was like a little bump on the hill and we both hit the bump and fell back down so hard that the tube popped like beneath us.
Damn.
And it sounded like something like went off. Like everybody stopped and like was listening and we're like, oh my God, are they okay? And like I bit my tongue. Like I was so grateful that I didn't like bite through my tongue because it was like that hard. And
how terrible that would be.
It was so, I know. Like probably best case scenario in that situation, but like we both were just like, I couldn't even like move my neck the next day.
Seriously?
Because it was so bad. And I was like, we definitely got a concussion from that. But I wasn't like sensitive to light or anything, but like, yeah, I didn't go down after that.
Dude, injuries are for real. It's been
It's scary.
Our friend Alex. Shout out Alex.
Shout out Alex.
He hit me up and he just asked, do you snowboard or do you ski? And I'm like, I really want to get back out there, but it's been 4 years
traumatic.
now
since.
And also that I've got some shit that I don't want to risk. I mean, if I go down and break my wrist and then suddenly can't do a balcony bridge show because I broke my fucking wrist, I'd be devastated.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like life-changing, like something so simple.
Yeah. And I understand now what it's like to be a parent. I've got responsibilities now. You know, I can't be risking my life. You know,
you're so wise.
People depend on me now. You know,
for real though, it's like you're a family. Like what would they do if you just like broke your wrist one day? Like
I'd probably move to a different instrument. Like we could probably still do shows, and then as long as I had one hand, maybe I'd just do like some synth leads on the keys or something like that. You know. But I mean,
very adaptable.
Yeah, I'd have to do something.
You got to do something.
Percussion. If I broke like both my wrists, then I guess I'm just like banging my head on some congas or something.
That would be really fun to watch, but another concussion would probably happen. So.
Like, you got to see this band. This guy, he just breaks his nose.
He just goes crazy on the ball.
He plays them with his face.
You can only hit one note at a time, but
yeah.
That'd be crazy. Oh my gosh.
So back to that heavy point of a before and an after. I think it doesn't have to be so dramatic as like, I mean, there's a lot of like things that'll happen in our lives that will change us and set us on a different path. Like it could be as small as something like moving, right?
Yeah.
Like I used to call that the why. It's like your life took a Y direction. And like when I decided I wanted to move out of Texas and my life, instead of continuing to go this way, it went that way all of a sudden. But I think
crazy.
Yeah. And I guess one way that I wanted to tie that into, like you and your music is that EP that you released in 2020. I believe it's called "He Will Probably Never Hear This."
I doubt he'll ever hear this. Yes, I was so happy with that title.
It's awesome and it's sad.
It is sad
and it's good, but it sounds like it's about a breakup. Was it about a breakup?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I've actually never been in like a serious relationship.
What do you think a serious relationship is?
Like you're actually boyfriend and girlfriend for a long time.
Like years.
Or even like I've never even had like an actual like boyfriend.
Okay.
I feel like unless you count like 7th grade.
I mean, yeah, I didn't have my first relationship until I was like 24, 25. But even then, it was during the pandemic, and we were just kind of like sheltered together.
Yeah,
you know?
It just so happened that you're stuck together. Yeah.
And we were just both kind of, I called her my doomsday girlfriend, and we were just both kind of going through the motions.
If you're called doomsday girlfriend.
Well, the thing about that relationship is it definitely like ran its course, and it got to a point where like we both understood that we should move on. So it was like a very amicable breakup, and it was for the best. But also like that backdrop of the pandemic, not knowing where the world's going to be, like that relationship was more about, I think, both of us having some kind of stability.
Yeah.
But
especially in such an unprecedented, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, you kind of needed to, like, everybody needed someone during that time. And like, unfortunately, we were, you know, quarantined to our houses and scared to go outside. Like,
it's really strange that happened.
It's kind of crazy. I kind of block it out sometimes.
Oh, me too. I bury that shit.
That happened? Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, but you dropped that like 5-6 song EP during the pandemic, right?
Yeah. And that was, it was something that I wanted to do for so long. So what had actually happened, literally the day, one of the first days of the pandemic, I was in the studio with my now mix engineer, Ben. We had met because of this project, and he was like working on this big project. We were doing like 2 songs together. And then we got like, I think 2 sessions in at the studio, and then COVID hit. So it was like, we could not step foot in the studio. Thank goodness. Everybody that we all worked with on that session, or like that project, was just absolutely phenomenal. Like,
I mean, it sounds
amazing.
Really good.
Well, it's only one of the songs that's on that EP.
Okay.
But yeah, so we had these like 2 songs that luckily were basically done. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I still want to like put out stuff. Like I still like have a bunch of music, and like now I have this person that is so incredibly talented, like wants to like mix my music and work on my music for me. And I think it was like the next fall, or that summer of 2020, that I was like, I really want to do this. How, like, cause that was like the first big project that I was like getting a mix engineer, getting a mastering engineer, like doing everything.
Next
so it was
level,
all so new to me. Cause like I had put out like one, like acoustic song before that. And I was producing all my own music, and I was like, I really want to put this project together. It feels really cohesive to me. I want to do something big, and I want to put out like an EP or something to have. And it was so funny because he was also in Nashville, or like just outside Nashville, and we had to do it all remotely. But yeah, I sent him the tracks, and he mixed them. He also mastered them, actually, and I'm so happy with how they turned out.
How'd you record everything?
Crazy. In my little closet.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Well, I mean, like everything was like electronic, other than Right Once I'm Over It is the last song on the EP. That was one that we did in the studio. And actually the last song that I just released this past fall, When You're Bad, the studio version.
Yeah, it's really good.
Was the other one that we did in the studio 3 years ago. And we've been wanting to release it for so long because it sounds so cool. And I would love for one day to get in a studio with him again, because it's just so fun, and he's incredible.
How'd you meet him?
Shout out to Ben. Facebook.
No way. So you're like, I'm looking to do this project, and then
he had said it. He was at MTSU at the time. He was doing his master's degree. Words. And I can't even remember what his actual degree was. I'm so sorry, Ben. But yeah, he's huge in audio production, and he had like this big final for that year, and he just like put on, I don't even remember what Facebook group it was. He was like, I'm looking for an artist to like do this stuff with, and I just on a whim was like, hey, I'm super interested. I go to Belmont. I'm a songwriting major. Like, here's a few demos, like literally just me and guitar on my little voice memo app.
Hell yeah.
And that's about all I sent him. And he reached out, and he was like, hey, I got a lot of interest, but I think we had like a phone call, and he just like talked to me about like my goals, and God, I can't even remember now. It's been a few years, but
so this all happened in Nashville?
Yeah, this was all in Nashville when I was still in school. Because I was graduating that spring of 2020. So it was like March of 2020 or February of 2020.
Okay.
Maybe even January. But yeah, I think we had a phone call and kind of talked about it. And then he was like, yeah, I honestly dig your music. I think you have a really cool, like there's something, he knew what direction I was going in.
Yeah.
Just from that. And I was like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm stoked. Yeah. And then we kind of had the sessions ripped away from us, but eventually we got the EP out, or like I had sent him these songs and we went back and forth for a while and then eventually got them released. And Right Once I'm Over It was the studio song on there.
Well,
and
it sounds really good. I was listening to it and I was getting like senses of a little bit of Coldplay in there and then some Radiohead in there too. When I was listening to it, I was like, this sounds, and it's something that I relate to.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound cheesy or weird, I don't know, but it sounded very English, you know? Like you know? Like and like Keen, you know, Keen. Yeah, like it just reminded me of all those feelings that I get when I listen to those bands. And that's something that I like to incorporate in my own style, especially when I play the piano. I'm like, oh man, I feel like they would love this in fucking London, you know?
Yeah. See, I love London, so like I hope that they listen to it.
Well, the production value is off the charts. It sounds really good.
Thank
and
you.
You're obviously really talented. So I hope that you keep finding ways to keep producing music and play more shows.
I think I started I've never really produced. I mean, I used to do like I would try to track my own like guitar and vocals and stuff like back in my bedroom in like high school, but I was quite shit at it to be completely honest. But it was on have you ever heard of Audacity?
Yeah, isn't that a program, right?
Yeah. And it's so funny thinking about it now, but I started on like Audacity, eventually went to start doing like electronic stuff on GarageBand. Knowing this was like starting in like college, I started doing stuff on GarageBand. And it was then that I was like, production is so cool. And like being able to produce your own music and like all the things that you're hearing in your head, I'm like, I want to do that because I'm hearing something and I don't know how to get it there, but I want to build this soundscape and like put all this together and like be able to add my vocals to it. And like, it's also one less step, you know.
So you did all of the instrumentation on there, and then Ben was just your mixing engineer and master engineer?
Except for on Right Once I'm Over It. I'm trying to remember if there were a few songs I know on the second EP that my friend Shauna co-produced. So what typically happens is like I'll work on it. I think it was just on the second EP. I can't remember if she was on any of the first one on the first EP. But what I usually do is like I'll work on it. I'll like kill myself trying to figure out how I want this to sound. And then if I can't get anywhere else on it, I'm like, Shauna, here's all the files. Please help.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like halfway there. And then she'll just find something and just do her magic and be like, what do you think of this? And I'll be like, that's what it needed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So she's co-produced on a few.
Gosh, that process. I feel like there's a name for that kind of process where it's like you're working, you have this vision in your head and you're trying to execute this thing and you just get to a point where you're like, I need some help.
Yeah.
But then somebody is able to just like make that happen for you or like push you over the edge, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, it's crazy because like, especially like as an artist, you want to have so much control, like, and you're going to lose a lot of that creative process by taking too much like away from the art, you know? So like I love producing my own stuff. I'm constantly like messing with things, getting new ideas, but it's like, if you're working on it too much, you have your ear too far into it, it's going to end up hurting it. If like, even like people who will mix and master their own stuff, I'm like, in the long run, you're going to be too close to it. You have to have somebody else who has so much ability and like is incredible with that kind of thing. Like I can't mix for shit. I can't master for shit. Why I would ever try to mix or master by myself, I would never. Yeah.
I think it might be a similar case where, like, if you did want to like mix your own stuff, it'd be because you have a very specific vision for what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So in no means am I a mixing engineer, but I will know like what I want to hear more of.
Yeah.
You know? So I'll be like, in this specific part, let me automate to bring the guitar up or something like that.
And that's, I mean, and what I love about Ben as well, is he will value a rough mix. So what I do is I'll send him a rough mix. And I do hate taking off all of the presets that I had on everything, but like he will bring it and do it better, because like that is what he is good at. That is, he will bring it to the next level. And like in the long run, I'm gonna hurt myself by trying to do it all myself. And that was something that I took a long time to let go of. Yeah, because it's so easy to be like, oh no, I can just do it all myself, and then there's like a sense of accomplishment. But I think where it ends for me is like, I feel great about being able to produce my own stuff. But even then I kind of have to let it go sometimes. Like I would love to do like a full studio album at some point. And it still like pains me, because I'm like, then I know I'm not going to have my hands all over the production, you know? Right. But I think that sound is also something that I really want to do. So.
Well, I love your sound. And I was listening to some of it today, and I'm very curious about how you got some of the sounds that you did. Like one of the songs, I think the one that you just released most recently, what's it called?
It was When You're Bad, the studio version.
When You're Bad, yeah. And I related to that song too, when you're talking about like, I've never been like the bad girl or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's not in me to be the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm
you know?
so not that person. I act like I want to be.
But you have some really cool, what I would call like Billie Eilish tones in there, you know, like with that heavy like synth bass pad stuff that's going on. So yeah, I love that sound, and it's really fun.
Well, that one was really cool too, because like I said, that was the other song that we did in 2020.
Okay.
And we had that one basically done, but we kept holding on to it. Ben kept coming back and like taking new things into it and bringing, just completely transforming it. It's crazy. But when we were doing that song in the studio at the time, I was like, this just isn't, it doesn't have like this, like, I'm looking for something different in it, and I don't really know what it is right now, but I want to make this more electronic, I think.
Yeah.
So on my second EP, I ended up releasing just When You're Bad. So it's like my version of When You're Bad. It was fully produced. I produced it. Can't remember if Shauna was on that one as well. But it was like very I really love a lot of like layers of like dark synths and bass, and like just like very heavy like snare sounds, and like really like distortion.
Like you said, creating a real soundscape.
Yeah, like very, because like that song is so like, when you're bad, like I want to be like crazy and do stupid shit just to do stupid shit, you know, like with the bad boy. And I feel like that sound like just mimicked it, where it's just like you're like falling and you're like just in this like in that mindset, you know. So then when I think it was when I was in Ireland that Ben had said like, hey, I was working on this version of When You're Bad, the studio, and I was like, I would actually love to release that at some point.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember, I think he had updated it then, because I was like, I really want to do like the studio version and then the demo version, because we had recorded just him on guitar and my vocals in his bedroom back in like, where was he? Hendersonville, which is right outside of Nashville.
Okay.
And there was something about, I actually ended up buying the mic that he used on my vocals because of how it sounded. Like I was obsessed. Like there was something in that room, just him on guitar and me singing, that just was like so cool. So we released both of those versions this year, and I just think it's so cool.
Was that the stripped down version?
Yeah. So there was.
Oh my god, that sounded just as good. That sounded so. It's like, this is stripped down, but I'm like, this is fucking.
Well, yeah,
huge.
it's crazy. Like there's something cool about like each of the versions, and I'm just so like stoked about it. Like, because I changed a bunch of lyrics. So like the strip version has different lyrics than the studio version. And then the studio version sounds completely different than the electronic version, which is on the EP.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm so happy with the feedback from people that have listened to it. Like there was, like I said, the musicians on that track were just incredible. And I'm so happy that we finally released it because we've been holding on to that for so long.
Well, it seems like it's been doing pretty well too. You know, like you've got some sizable listens on Spotify.
So my first EP, I really put in the work. I think it also was really helpful to release an EP during COVID because like everyone was sitting at their computers. Everyone was listening to music. So I was just reaching out to everybody and anything I could, doing everything that possibly like came to my mind. Like I was at the computer like 8 hours a day, just like and taking breaks because I was like, holy crap. Just trying to get people to listen to my EP, and it worked out. Like I did pretty decent on the first EP. But this, when I released the studio version of When You're Bad this year, I didn't do a ton of promotion for it. I think I posted about it and like it was doing okay. Like it got on a few playlists and stuff, but when I was in Wisconsin, I was home in Wisconsin for December.
Yeah.
And I woke up and it was 7 a.m. and there were so many people listening to my music, like to that. I didn't know it was to that song at the time, but I was like, why is everybody listening to my music at 7 a.m? I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on. And the next day the streams were at like, I mean, it was at like 1,500 the day before. And the next day it was like 2,500.
That's awesome.
And I was like, what
happened? Yeah.
I still have no idea. I think it got on a playlist. And like the radio, like the Spotify radio picked it up.
Oh,
like
hell
just
yeah.
random days.
Yeah.
Like I'll just check and then it'll go up a ton and then it'll level out for the next week. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on, but
Yeah,
I haven't been promoting it as much as I would like to, but
so
I'm still happy with it.
When did you start playing music? In my head, I've got this vision that you started like on guitar or something like that.
I started playing guitar when I was 13. I started getting lessons, yeah, on like a really shitty like a little guitar from like Walmart because my parents were like, "Oh, we'll see if she like sticks with it."
Yeah, that makes sense. Low investment, you know. So you stick to it.
Exactly. And like, granted, I think I was telling my mom I wanted to learn guitar since I was like 9.
Oh, well, that's huge. That's like what my dad did. I was like, Dad, I really want to play bass. Can I buy a bass?
For real, yeah.
And then I had to like stick to that request and request it over and over for like 6 months until it was my birthday. And then he pulled me out of school early, and then we went and bought a bass in downtown Austin. I remember we met at a parking lot of this music store, and I was playing the bass. I remember I looked at my dad and I was like, I'm not really feeling it. Because that is the thing, you know, like when you go to a store and it's like, I like to think about Orville's or whatever the fuck it's called, Harry Potter, where they get their wands. You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember what it's called.
The shop.
Oleander's. I can't fucking remember. But it's like the instrument chooses you in a way. So when you go to a place like Guitar Center or any kind of music shop and you pick up an instrument and you play it, you're like, oh my God, this thing is speaking to me, is what I'll say. And when I picked up that bass in the parking lot, I'm like, I'm not feeling it. It's not speaking to me. But I remember my dad was like, well, if you're not going to play it, I'll buy it and I'll play it. And I'm like, no,
does he
fine,
play bass?
it's fine.
Or does he play any
Kind of,
instruments?
not really.
Okay.
But we ended up buying that bass, and then that bass did end up choosing me, and I still have it today.
Do you
it was a slow burn. Yeah, that's how love really works.
It's not supposed to hit you all at once. It's supposed to be a gradual.
Yeah. I heard that once in a movie. They're like, real love is like a crock pot. It's not fireworks. You know,
like
it's
a crock
slow
pot.
burn.
We
I don't know,
love
man.
crock
I like
pots.
fast and heavy too, though. It's fun.
Wait, so how long was it before? How long did you say it was before you started being like, wait, I want to play this?
Play bass?
Yeah.
Like
after your dad had bought that one.
Oh, like how long did it take for the bass and I to connect?
Yeah.
Not very long, I don't think, because I was in a band at the time, and then so the practice was really like drilling me and getting me into it. And then I just fell in love with playing bass and getting those sounds. And it was funny. I didn't even want to play bass originally. I just wanted to be in a band. But growing up as a kid who's like 13, 14, nobody wants to play bass. Everyone wants to play guitar or drums.
You're like, I'll do bass.
Exactly. I'm like, yeah, I just want to be in a
need a
band and
bass?
make this happen. So I remember I actually used to plug in my guitar and I would plug it into a PA actually. And I would turn up all the lows and cut out all the highs to try to make my bass sound I made my guitar
gosh.
sound like a bass. It was funny. And then I remember my drummer at the time was like, man, that bass sounds really good. And I'm like, this is a guitar.
It's not even a bass.
Exactly.
You've been
Yeah.
fooled. My plan worked. Oh man, that's crazy that you were in a band at 13.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not
13, 14. It was like
super
the 7th grade, right?
Yeah.
That's how old we were back then. I think. Yeah. Something like that.
Forget how old I am now sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to keep the inner kid alive.
Yeah.
That's been a common theme,
For sure.
you know, and the people that have come on the podcast, you know, it's like that's the beautiful thing about music is how it allows us to let go and be free from worry or concern or anything like that. And then just play, you know, like it's
If you
just
want
fun to
to.
just play and just be a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so what I would like to know is, okay, so you
Gosh.
started playing guitar at 13 and
Yes.
obviously like over the like 10, 11, 12 years, I think you're 24, something like that, right?
25. Yeah.
25. Okay. Congratulations.
So old. Thank you.
Your sound is obviously developed, so there's been a lot of growth there. I'm curious, like what ambitions or goals that you might have, like going forward, or what kind of life you want out of music.
Oh yeah. I mean, right now I have so many ideas and I'm just trying to figure out like, cause I just got back to Seattle. So I'm like, I said at least, I was like, oh, I'm gonna, get settled, take it easy,
Yeah.
get back into Seattle. And the last couple weeks have just been insane. Like it just made me realize like how badly I missed it. Like I knew I missed it, but I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
That's good to know because I think that is one of the hardest things to find is
Yeah.
like, where is the place that you know this is where I belong?
That you feel like home. Yeah.
And you feel like at home.
And
yeah.
I get super attached to places. And like when I was in Ireland, I was just like, hearing from these people that were my friends in Seattle that are still like my old job sent me a letter
Really?
and they all like put a little thing in it. I talk about it all the time. I was like having the worst day and I was about to go to this job that I didn't really care for at the time. And I get their letter and I'm just like about to cry, like reading it on the street. I was just like, I'm so ready to be back in Seattle. Like the whole time I was like, I just want to like sit and hang out with my friends even. Like just
Yeah.
like the simple stuff. Like I didn't even need to do anything crazy. But in like the first day I got back, two of my friends were like having a little jam. And I like texted my other friend and I was like, can I crash this? Like, can I just show up? I don't need to play. I like literally just got back. But I like saw one of my friends for the first time in like a year and just like got to sit and hang with them and like hear them play amazing music and like just like soak it in. I'm like, this is what I missed. Like, this is why I'm back. And like, it just solidified it all for me for sure.
Yeah, I know we talked about it a little bit. When you were in Ireland, the music over there was much more like entertainment based, like less of something that was about self-expression and more about let me play the songs that people like so that they have a good time at it, like a bar or something like that.
Well, at least definitely. I don't know what that sound was that I just made. It was like, anyway. So busking is really big in Dublin, especially. Like, a lot of people have, at least I think Dermot Kennedy was one of them who's like busking just a ton and, made it eventually.
Fucking what's his name? Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Duh.
He was in Galway.
He was Galway. Yes. Dublin is huge with busking, and I'm so grateful. One of my best friend in Ireland was also a busker. He was one of the first people that I met actually, because I went down Grafton Street, which is like the main shopping district that like everyone is busking. And I was like, he's finishing his set. Like I should talk to him. And I just like asked him a few questions about busking, whatever. And like, we ended up just being friends. And like, he was like my rock for while I was in Ireland for sure.
Did you guys meet? You met while busking?
I met him because he had finished his set busking.
Gotcha.
And I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I have some questions about how to go busking." And I did a little bit of busking when I was there, but yeah, it's definitely like a lot of it's basically all covers. You maybe can sneak in a few originals, and like some people do really, really well with it, and that's what they love to do, and they go on to play at like the pubs and stuff, or like different venues, and they do quite well, or they even start like putting out music on their own and like starting their career that way.
Oh yeah.
And then there's the other side of it. Like I also had a friend that was in a band that are super cool. Like they are super cool and quirky, and also do really well with that. But it's not quite the same here. Like it felt a lot more closed off than Seattle, but there's something just so cool about Seattle, the music scene here, I think.
Closed off in the sense of like the musicians, or like there wasn't a sense of community, or people were just doing their own thing.
Yeah, like I didn't really understand the music scene for like the people playing in bands until right before I left.
Gotcha.
But I also wasn't really that wasn't necessarily one of my goals while I was there. Like I was kind of happy to busk every once in a while.
You wanted to travel.
I wanted to travel. Like that was the biggest thing, is like I wanted to write, and like I was still producing and writing as much as I could, but like I wasn't playing shows really or getting into the scene as much as I would have liked to, I suppose.
I gotta say, from me following like your adventure living abroad, I was like, it seems like the universe is on your side in a way. It seemed like it was a successful time, you could say. There's a better word than that.
Yeah.
Right. But I remember whenever I was over there, because I was over there just like a year before you were, or just like a few months actually. And I remember we went on this tour, and the guy was like, "There's 1 million people in Dublin and only 12 apartments." That's not what they sound like. I butchered that. But
it is true though.
but you got there and you got an apartment like the first day, right?
Yeah, that was actually quite crazy, because there is a huge housing crisis in Dublin, and it's super expensive. I believe I've heard this a million times, but they said that it's the most expensive rent in all of Europe.
Damn,
Dublin.
In Dublin?
Yeah, which I need to like.
That's wild.
Validify that.
Yeah, it could be something like per capita. Whatever.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, it wasn't cheap, But I was definitely flying on the seat of my pants. Like I got there, both of my bags were gone. Like they were just gone. I got them back the next day, thank goodness. But I was staying at an Airbnb for like the first week, and I'm like, I'll have to find an apartment within the first week.
Yeah.
And I was like asking my Airbnb host, who's also a good friend of mine, like, how do I find an apartment? How did you find this apartment?
Right.
And he was like, be checking Facebook every hour. Like add every single Dublin housing and be checking every hour, reaching out, whatever. And that's, that night actually, I was like in my room, like searching on my, like checking through Facebook, and I saw this like little place, like really close, like in the city center.
Nice.
Like it was like a 30-minute walk from where I was. And I was like, hey, I'm interested. Can I do a walkthrough tomorrow?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, totally. And even at that point, like the listing was not up very long, and they already had like a good few other applicants. But for some reason, she got a really good feeling about me. And like I came back like 2 days later, I think, or the next day, to like meet the other two roommates and like chat a little bit. And they were like, do you want it? You can move in.
That's badass.
Getting them the money was really hard though.
Why is that?
That was like a whole other issue, because like bank transferring is so easy, but like all of my stuff was in USD, and I also have like a small bank, and getting it to euro, like I couldn't get Revolut, I couldn't get an Irish bank account yet because I couldn't prove my address, or
gotcha.
I couldn't prove like anything. I didn't have a job yet, so I paid my first month in cash because I had to just keep getting money out of the ATM because I had no other way to give them this money.
Dude, I admire.
Which I figured it out later how to actually do it, but that was the quickest way to make sure that I got the apartment. Yeah.
That is just incredible. Like, how the fuck does somebody just move to another country and then you just make it happen like that. Like, I remember that you're like, I got the visa, but it was COVID, so I couldn't go. And then you're like, so now I'm going to go. And then you just left. You just took off and you moved and lived in Dublin for a whole year. Like, that's amazing that you made it work because, dude, that seems so daunting. And,
it is.
And then, you, like you said, flying by the seat of your pants, you just got to figure it out. Like,
you
that's
just
amazing.
got to figure it out. I mean, I will say, like, it might sound like that from outside perspective. And, like, I probably don't, I'm not going to talk about all the woes right off the bat, you know.
Yeah. Well, I imagine
it was a
difficult.
hard year. It was a really hard year. And, like, I think I grew a lot. And as much as I miss Seattle and I feel like I missed out on a lot of things, I also wouldn't trade it for anything. And someone actually told me this. I had studied abroad in college in London, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I should study abroad because I'm going to be missing out on so many things in Nashville.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, think about all the things that you don't even realize that you're missing out on in London.
Right.
And I was like,
a whole nother world.
Like, thinking about, like, yeah, that's just crazy to me. Like, how many opportunities are happening all the time, everywhere. It's wild. Or, like, thinking about, like, if again, with that Y path, if you would have chosen the other path, what would have happened?
Exactly.
Like, that just
no fuck with you for sure.
hurts my brain to think about. Yeah.
The what if question. I mean, it's tough, you know. I've been in Seattle for 4 years now, and I feel like now my life is really starting to pick up the momentum
you had said that
it had when I originally got here, because I got here and then the pandemic happened and there's nothing. But yeah, it is.
And this
hard.
was like your big thing. You were like, woo, Seattle, and then pandemic.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, like my life was in shambles in the sense of that I was just in a dark place, you know, and then so I flipped the table, moved out here, and then I was renewed with life, and then the fucking world ended, and I was like, oh my God.
And we all hated
I was
our
like,
lives.
I thought that my life was starting to be good. Like I started making friends, you know, I started dating, you know, like I just felt like I was, it was like a second coming of age, but then that all just basically got put on hold. But during that time, obviously I was like, fuck. What the hell's going to happen? Is the world going to be over? What do I do? And so you just had to wait it out. Mm-hmm. And then now, like over the last 2 years, I would say that life has, I felt that again, like that second coming of age, that 180, and like things are finding me as I'm like pursuing things that I want to do, you know?
Well, it's been so nice for me to even watch that because like, I mean, I think the first show that I had seen of you guys was at Cafe Racer.
Oh, really?
I think.
No way.
I'm trying
That's
to
where
remember.
we are right now. We're at Cafe Racer. We're in Cafe Racer's new green room, by the way. This place is fucking crazy.
It's so sick. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was the first one. I can't remember for like 100%, but like, you guys played a headline at Numos. Like that just happened. Yeah. And that was like me coming back to that, like even seeing from afar, from across the waters, seeing how much you guys have progressed, how much you guys have been doing. Like you're in the studio now. I want to hear about the studio as well. It's so cool. Even within the last 2 years that I've known you, I don't even know if I've known you full 2 years now. Maybe like a year and a half, maybe 2.
Something like that. Yeah.
Me too. It's just, I'm so excited for you guys' trajectory, and like, it's definitely showing like you are having a 180 for Seattle for sure. Like,
I think so. Yeah.
So many things are happening.
I'm digging some roots.
Roots.
But yeah, it definitely has been special, and I'm just trying to appreciate it as it's happening and understand that. God damn it, that fucking cliche that it's about the journey, not the destination. Because of course I want to be a fucking millionaire rock star. Don't have to have a job.
Oh yeah.
Fuck off and travel whenever I want and eat good food and just have all my time as my own. Speaking it out to the universe, baby.
You gotta put it out there. You gotta be intentional. That's the thing. Like it's so easy to be like wrapped up in the next thing.
Yeah.
But.
Or just like the thing that you want. But then you
like
just have
always,
to.
It's like tunnel vision, but it's like you have to keep that in mind. But like you're not going to get there if you're not intentional right now. Mm-hmm. You have to appreciate where you're at and be like, okay, this is my short-term goal, and I'm here.
Yeah.
Do a little celebratory.
It's happening, right?
You gotta be excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all about the steps. Like, because if you focus on where you want to end up, if you fall anywhere short of that, you're going to be disappointed.
Exactly.
So it's like, why are you doing it if you're only focused on the end?
Exactly. Yeah. It's just so much fun. I'm literally living a dream. I am so fucking fortunate and lucky to be doing
good
this.
too.
You know?
That was like so. I think that was my buzzword lately has been serendipity. I don't know why, but I've been saying it like crazy. I think it was. I don't know what
They're still doing some renovations here at Cafe Racer. So.
Anyway, I think it was very serendipitous that like I had gotten a text from my friend Christian, who's also my guitarist for a bit. He's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal musician. Great friend as well. He had texted me before I was even back in Seattle, and he was like, "Hey, don't make plans for January 14th." And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Balcony Bridge is playing at Nuos," and I was like, "Sick." He's like, "We're going." I'm like, "Okay, I will be there." Like, I have no plans yet. I don't even know an apartment.
It was like a dream. It was such a dream come true to like see so many familiar faces there. And then whenever I remember I was saying hi, I think I was saying hi to Maddie, and then like right behind Marco was you, and I was like, "Oh my god,
oh my gosh, it was so fun for me. I love surprising people with just like myself.
If I could, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's your bit. You just show up.
I'm just like, hey, yeah, I've done it a good few times. We did it at the other show as well. At Clockout Lounge.
Oh yeah, Day Soul Exquisite.
Yeah, for Day
Shout
Souls.
out.
Yeah, they were. Oh my god,
dude, Breaks
so
and Swells blew me the
Breaks
fuck
and
away.
La Fonda too.
La Fonda,
I'm obsessed
that
with
whole
all of them.
night.
I'm obsessed with all of them. But I knew my friend Derek was playing. Yeah, when I found out that my friend Derek, again, serendipitous.
Yeah.
That he was playing for Breaks and Swells, I was like, I can't wait to just walk in and see him. And like, it was the same thing with you guys of like, people kind of knew I was back. They didn't know exactly. I didn't know what my plans were. I just knew I wanted to get back to Seattle as soon as possible. But it's just so fun just like showing up and being like, hee hee. And then I got to celebrate you guys on like your huge headline show. And like, oh my God, seeing you guys play at Numos was actually so crazy and like it was so fun.
It's such a blast.
And like seeing you guys for the first, like, oh my God, all of you were just, Jacob was on the phone outside when we were walking up, and I was like, and his face was like, and later was like, oh my God, I didn't know you were, how are you? And I was like, I'm good.
I think a big piece of what I'm loving that you're saying right now is just that sense of community. Seeing those familiar faces, and it's like just seeing somebody and how it just warms you up, you know, or you discover a band that suddenly moves you that you didn't know before, and it's like there was a before and then there's an after, you know.
I'll come back around, baby.
There was really a before Breaks and Swells and an after Breaks and Swells, you know. There's a before that night at the Clockout Lounge, and then there's an after, and one thing I love is like when you're a part of these things by either just being a spectator or being fortunate enough to make friends out of this, it's like it fuels you, and then you can carry that after the experience. You know?
Well, even again with the before and after, a big thing I was worried about with moving to Ireland was like, I have so many good things that I love about Seattle. I'm like, I don't want to leave Seattle, but I felt like so many other things had been like ripped out from under me, or like a lot of things were moving around. And it was actually my coworker, Malbert, shout out to Malbert, he's incredible. I like asked him for coffee and just like word vomited all over him. And I was like, all this stuff is happening. And I'm like, I found out I could go to Ireland. And he was like, you have to, I can't tell you not to go. Like, you have to do it. And I was like, I just feel like I love Seattle, everything I just said. And he's like, you have Seattle on lock. The people that you have here are going to be here when you get back, and they're going to welcome you back. And nothing is going to be... I mean, he was right. I don't know if I fully believed him at the time, but I was like, I have to do it. And that's a whole thing, too, of like, I didn't expect people to miss me. I didn't expect people to think about me and message me when I was gone, you know? And it's just been, like, me before Ireland and me after Ireland. It's like... a lot of it is the same and a lot of it has changed, but like it's for the better. Like I could cry. I love Seattle so much. Like it's just, I had so many people that I missed with like everything that I had. And there were so many days that it was just hard and it sucked. And I felt like everything I did just nothing would work out. And I was like, I just wish that I can't wait for the day I get back to Seattle. Even there was one day that I was like, all I want right now are the garlic aioli and the fries at Life on Mars. I would give anything for those fries. Like,
I don't know if I've had those fries before.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. I mean, yeah, I'm obviously biased, but I think they're so good. And I think it's also like to be able to sit and eat those fries as I'm like looking at all these people that I work with and I am so close with, and I like can't right now because I'm across the world. You know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, that does seem probably like the hardest part of it is some sense, not isolation, but the separation, you know, of being
I would
away.
say both, like isolation and separation.
Because you did make friends over there.
Oh,
right?
traveling, I'm like over the moon about. Like, I've met so many incredible, amazing people. Actually, I had all of my stuff stolen when I was in Prague, which was like my last trip. I was literally supposed to go from Prague back to Dublin for a day and then back to the States. Passport, credit cards, everything was stolen.
Fuck. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I think I told you about this. But it was like so devastating. But like everyone rallied around me. People that I had known for like 2 days. People that had just met me. Like as I'm telling them, oh, I'm actually all my stuff stolen. I have to go to the embassy on Monday. And just like rallying behind me. It was absolutely insane. And those people I'm gonna have in my life forever, I bet. Like I still talk to them most days, you know. Yeah.
That's incredible. The power of the kindness of strangers, you know, when somebody just needs help, like really needs help. You're a foreigner abroad and then you lose all the things that you need to survive out there, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what I would have done in that situation if those people weren't there for me, honestly. Like I was a wreck the first day. Like
yeah, man.
And I'm usually quite positive, you know, like I tried to stay on the positive side of it. It could have been so much worse than it was. But they definitely, you know, the first night, the few people I just met like held me while I cried. And were like, one of my friends actually was like, this is what you need to do. I know you don't want to hear it, but like you'll be back in the States in a week. And I was like, that's so long. I'm supposed to be there tomorrow. But he was like, listen, like this is what's gonna happen. This is what you need to do. And he just like put it all out there for me, and it kind of snapped me into it. Like the next day, I was like, he's right. Yeah, the power of people, man. It's
kind people.
People need people.
Yeah.
Kind people.
People do. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that I've been thinking about. I'm like, because we've talked about it on the podcast, and like even something just as simple as just smiling at people, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I have to, when I smile, it's like I'm shattering like a rigid part of myself. Like I'll wake up and let's say if I haven't had my coffee or if like I'm having a groggy morning, I'm just not feeling good that first half of the day.
Yeah.
That first smile almost feels like it's like breaking the ice or breaking some shell of myself, you know? And sometimes it's a little weird. Like I probably give that first person I smile to probably is like, taking one for the team, you could say, you know, because it's a brutal one. I'm like,
you're like, oh my God.
You know, like just trying to smile.
But you're breaking off all the layers, you know, and then you're like,
and then you're like, oh, that wasn't so hard. I can do it.
And the other person on the street is just like, is this guy okay? Is he going to be following me for the next 30 minutes?
I hope I don't give that vibe. But
it's probably not as bad as you think it is,
yeah.
too. It's just like, takes you a second to get into it.
Exactly, you know, and then you're just like, oh, okay, all right, just smile. Smiling is not that hard, and it does a lot, you know. But yeah, okay, so now you're back in Seattle.
I'm back in Seattle.
What's next? You can play any shows? You release some more music?
Yeah.
Obviously you have a lot of experience to draw from over the last year, you know, like put that into music, you know?
Yeah, it's funny actually because I listened to one of the songs that I wrote and produced while I was in Ireland, and I remember thinking, it's why am I putting so much effort into the song and I'm like iffy on it. But I just got my little like booth thing set up and I listened to it and I was like, damn, there's some good stuff in this. Like there's a few lyrics that I'm like, that's cool. And like it's very like dark, like kind of witchy vibes and like it's very dramatic.
I'm into that.
And I'm like, I think that one is a strong contender for the next release. I'm kind of in that stage right now where I'm like trying to bring down the list. I don't necessarily want to do a full album right now. I will definitely in the future, but
yeah,
I'm kind of thinking more of like a shorter EP because both of my last EPs were a little bit longer.
It's like 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah, on both of them. And I would like to do something like short, but like cohesive. Like I want it to have like an overarching theme. It'll probably end up being another 5 songs or something. But
why not? Send it, you know?
I'm like,
the songs are good and you're having fun, you know?
And if it all makes sense together, that's like my biggest thing is like, I want, because both of the EPs, I felt like kind of told a story.
Yeah.
Like I wanted it to kind of be like this cycle where it's like beginning of something to the end of something and we start it again.
Yeah.
Like, so I wanted to somehow like tell a story somehow. And yeah, I'm definitely starting that process now. Again, I thought shows weren't going to happen for a while, but like I need to talk to some people about just band stuff and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
And I have high hopes. I have lots of things I need to figure out, but
yeah, I feel like over the last year, you know, you've kind of in some way been building yourself up to get back into it and like back into the scene here in Seattle, you know?
Yeah. Well, even just being surrounded by this many incredible musicians, I'm just like,
yeah.
Why would I?
And there's definitely no rush either. Like I imagine being abroad for a year and then coming back, there's like some reacclimating a little bit, you know, and then just kind of like catching your breath and getting back into it.
I definitely have to do a few more adult things, which is annoying. I do have an apartment though, so yay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have to do a few things like that, but yeah, I mostly just want to figure out like logistics about like shows. I mean, I would love to get on some bills with people, just like acoustic or like a smaller group.
Yeah.
And then eventually like start practicing with everybody and getting the band together. Mm-hmm. So many ideas as well. So I'm just battling with decision fatigue.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. When we just went into the studio and we just got out after 5 days. And I remember before going in, I thought that it was going to be like some weird whirlwind. And like by the end of it, I would like not know like up from down or whatever. But no, it was fine. Like we had fun. I think that we were in a good environment. The producer that we worked with, his name is Larson Hackenstad. Look him up if you want some good work.
That is such a cool name.
Yeah, right. Doesn't that sound cool? That sounds dope on a record.
Why does it like roll off the tongue?
Larson Hackenstad.
What is his last name?
Hackenstad?
Hackenstad?
Hackenstad. Hackenstad.
Something about
Lawson
the syllables in that just scratch an itch. That's really fun.
But
anyway,
but I relate to some of the things you were saying earlier about like when you go into the studio with people and you have to kind of let go of your ideas because they bring their own ideas and can help improve upon that, right? Because they're just kind of adding their own spice. I remember I had a joke where I was like, well, can I try this? And he's like, no. Or he's like, why? And I was
not.
like, well, if you're putting spice on it, let me put my spice on it, you know?
Spicy.
So there was like a sense of Sean being a little sassy at times because that is like a growing experience, you know?
Sean being sassy?
Yeah.
Did you guys get that filmed? Did you get any video of that?
Somebody actually came to day 2 of our session and he was there all day and was filming some B-roll for... I don't know if I think I'm allowed to talk about it, but they're shooting a documentary about the band. So it'll be fun. Yeah, it's some students from UW. And,
heck yeah. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it was one of those things I was very happy that somebody was there to document that and to save that because, you know, it's a time in our life and these songs that we're producing we're really excited about. And I really hope that we get some good stuff out of it and that we look back on this time.
Yeah.
We look back on this time and, you know, enjoy it.
I think it's so important to get stuff from the studio as well. Like even from your band's perspective, like You guys will want to look back at it. Your fans are going to want to look back at it.
Yeah.
Your family and friends are going to want to look at it.
Exactly.
I think it's so fun, like, seeing how people act in the studio as well. Like, it's just always a vibe. It's always a vibe.
Yeah, we turn into goofballs.
Yeah.
It's funny. Whenever Jack leaves, Jacob, myself, and Jillian, we turn into like little goblins. Like we turn into little monsters, dude. We like start making the silliest fucking jokes, and I don't know. We just egg each other on in a way that's like teasing,
so Jack
but
is
it's
like
fun.
the adult.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like, okay, guys,
he just
get it
doesn't have
together.
like that same level of ridiculousness that
Yeah.
we do, you know. Or if he does, then he's like withholding it, you know.
We would love to see that.
But yeah, yeah, I love those guys, and I think part of why it was a smooth process was because we were just having fun and we weren't taking it too seriously. There were times when it got minorly stressful, but that was usually just because we were trying to figure something out. It wasn't because we were upset or angry with each other, couldn't stand being around each other, anything like that.
Because you guys wanted the best for the band. Like, you all wanted to make it sound good.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you got to figure it out. Only the best things are relatively stressful, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We came out. Again, like the stuff that we got, I think we're really happy with, and I'm excited for it to get out into the world. I can send you some of it if you want to.
I was going to say, did you get them back already?
Not yet. We'll probably have like rough mixes in the next day or so. I'm actually going to go see Larson after this. Yeah, so I'm going to get some stuff from him. And
That's so exciting.
dude, it is so exciting. You know, like I'm not trying to have like too many expectations because this is the first time that we're releasing like studio produced to this level, you know.
Stoked to hear it.
So yeah, we're excited and excited for the future, and you know, I think things are coming together in good ways and
Up and coming,
you know, but just enjoying it and and understanding that, you know, it is just what it is now. You know, don't think too much about what you want, because like I said, of course I want to be a millionaire fucking rock star and fuck off whenever I want. Like, have all the time to myself. That's I think that once upon a time I used to say this, maybe it's a part of my ethos, is I just want to escape with all of my time, you know.
Oh, I love that.
Let me have all my time, because it sucks when we have to like go to work for a job that we aren't about, you know, and just feel like we're spending our time doing things that we're not invested in, you know. And maybe to some degree that's selfish, right? Because we can't just always do the things that we always want to do, and sometimes we need to do things that we're not super excited about, right? And like sacrifice blah blah. But yeah,
the less interesting things. I mean, of all the people in the world, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't go to work if they didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's a bigger thing within the last couple of years. Like, I think people realized how much they hated their jobs, or like they just went off to Europe.
Yeah.
Not me specifically, but they would go travel, or, you know, they would quit their job and start something new. And it's like, I feel like that is happening a lot more now, like that we're just figuring it out. Like, so many people here too, like, we're happy to take
risks,
like a non 9-to-5 job, and do other things. Like, it's a lot different than I think it was, like, for example, when our parents grew up. Like, we're more willing to like sacrifice it a little bit
to do the thing that we truly want to be doing.
Yeah
Absolutely.
But I also think if all we were ever able to do is, if it's all pleasure, then you're gonna start to not enjoy that as much. So it's about being like intentional with the moments that you do have. And like, I saw a quote recently that it was like, life is about finding little joys in every day, like ending the day with like, that was a good day, you know. And not, I think that's more of like the intentionality thing of like being in the moment, enjoying your time while you have it, and not focusing on the end goal all the time. Because then, like I said earlier, like, you're always going to be focusing on that end, and if you fall anywhere short, you're constantly going to be upset, or like you're going to see yourself as a failure, you know.
Yeah.
Which is just
Yeah, it's something that I've been saying a lot recently about just managing your expectations, you know. And if you have a good relationship with that, then I think that will allow you to experience joy a little bit more, because then, like you're saying, you can just be in the moment, just appreciate what you have and what it is, rather than this thing that you're reaching for that you don't have yet. You know?
Yeah. You got to enjoy what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you know, at the end of the day.
Why would you do it then?
Yeah, exactly.
For money. That makes no sense.
For money and quality of life, because I got a kid to feed or some shit. I mean, fuck, you know?
You're really playing up the dad vibes right now. Like, what's going
on? Yeah. Anyway, Anna, it's been great to have you. I'm so glad that you're back in Seattle, and I'm so inspired that you took such a huge risk, you know, to leave a place of comfort, right? But knowing that the life that you had built here would just be put on pause, right? And to go abroad, live in an unfamiliar place for a year, to make it work for you, even through like all of the hard times, and then to come back here with all of those experiences and a renewed sense of appreciation for being here in the community, and knowing that this is your place. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's not something that I think a lot of people get to experience in life, because taking a risk like that is not easy. Not everybody has the opportunity to do that. And I feel like you sharing that with me, it just is also good for me, you know, to simply put.
I do really feel like me leaving made me realize how much you know, like you kind of have to leave to realize like what you had.
Yeah.
You know, and again, buzzword of serendipity, like everything that has happened since coming back has been just like the universe is doing something. And I think it's really solidified that like, this is where I'm meant to be. And I might not have known that if I hadn't left. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me as well. Like,
of course, yeah.
I am also so inspired by you, and like watching you on stage and becoming your friend over the last couple of years. Like, it's been so exciting to see your growth, and I'm stoked about this podcast. Like, I was so happy to be invited on it in the beginning. So this has been so fun, and I'm really excited for you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bestie.